good evening, and welcome to Sky Tonight. The moon is in the waxing gibbous phase tonight, with 73% illumination. Look for it in the eastern sky after sunset. Viewers are invited to enable captions in their preferred language to see local observing cities and their corresponding times. Join us for a guided tour of tonight's sky, highlighting the main stars and planets visible from your location. As twilight fades, Venus shines high in the southern sky, a bright presence above us. Close by, Arcturus holds its place, also high in the south. Looking almost straight overhead, you'll find the Hercules cluster, a distant gathering of stars, and nearby, Vega sparkles in the same area. Later in the night, Saturn will appear near the eastern horizon, accompanied by the soft light of the blinking planetary nebula almost straight overhead. Altair will stand high in the south, and Difta will rest low in the east. Mars will also be visible near the eastern horizon, and keep watch for meteors from the Alpha Capricornids. Toward morning, the southern Delta Aquariids will begin to show, and Mercury will glow briefly near the east. Overhead, the Andromeda Galaxy will be on display, almost straight overhead, and if you stay until dawn, you'll catch Perseid meteors flashing across the sky. And remember, we'll wrap tonight's tour with a look at several satellites passing in front of the moon. Venus is the dazzling silver-white point high in the southern sky tonight. It's the second brightest natural object in the night sky after the moon, and you truly cannot miss it. Look up and enjoy this brilliant sight. The earliest view belongs to Los Angeles at 8:30 in the evening. London waits until 9:45 in the evening, with New York in between at 8:55 in the evening. Venus spins so slowly that a single rotation takes about 243 Earth days, longer than its 225-day year, so on Venus a day lasts longer than a year. It also turns backwards compared with almost every other planet, so from its surface the sun would rise in the west and set in the east. Arcturus shines high in the southern sky as a warm amber star. To find it, follow the curve of the Big Dipper's handle until you reach this bright star. It's part of the constellation Boötes and easily visible to the naked eye. In Los Angeles at 8:30 in the evening, the prime view sweeps eastward, reaching New York by 8:55 in the evening and London by 9:45 in the evening. Arcturus moves across the sky relatively fast for a star, meaning it has a large proper motion. Scientists suspect it may be a newcomer from another dwarf galaxy that was once absorbed by the Milky Way, moving on an orbit different from most stars in the galactic disk. The Hercules cluster is a soft white globular cluster located almost straight overhead. It's best seen with binoculars and lies on the west side of the keystone of Hercules. Look up and try to spot this fine northern cluster. Los Angeles and New York share the best view around 9:30 in the evening, while London peaks separately at 9:45 in the evening. The cluster spans approximately 145 light-years in diameter, making it one of the largest globular clusters visible from the northern hemisphere. Vega is the bright blue-white star almost straight overhead tonight. It's one corner of the summer triangle and one of the brightest stars in the sky. Look up high to find this shining star of Lyra. Los Angeles, New York, and London all reach their highest point around 11:25 in the evening, with London remaining above the horizon all night. Due to the precession of Earth's axis, Vega was the pole star about 12,000 years ago. It will become the pole star again in about 12,000 years, when Earth's axis once more points in its direction. Saturn rises near the eastern horizon tonight. Look low in that direction to find a steady golden point of light. It's visible to the naked eye and a great sight as it begins its journey across the sky. Los Angeles, New York, and London all see the planet rise around 11:35 in the evening. Titan, Saturn's largest moon, possesses a dense atmosphere thicker than Earth's, and is the only moon in the solar system known to have a substantial atmosphere and liquid hydrocarbon seas. The blinking planetary nebula is a small blue-green disk located almost straight overhead. It's part of Cygnus and best seen with a telescope. Look slightly away while at the eyepiece to see the central star blink into view. Los Angeles, New York, and London all reach the nebula's highest point around 12:35 after midnight, with New York and London both remaining above the horizon all night. Altair is the bright white heart of Aquila, the eagle. It's high in the southern sky and forms the low corner of the summer triangle. Look for it flanked by two fainter stars, making it easy to identify. Los Angeles, New York, and London all attain their highest position around 12:40 after midnight. Altair was one of the first stars for which the shape of the disk was directly measured using optical interferometry. This confirmed theoretical predictions about rapidly rotating stars. Difta is a bright star rising near the eastern horizon. It's part of Cetus and one of the 50 brightest stars in the night sky. To find it, follow the eastern side of the Great Square, extended south to this shining point. 12:19 after midnight is the moment in Los Angeles. New York gets its turn at 12:36 after midnight, London at 1:13 in the morning. The shared naming connection between Difta and Fomalhaut, as the first and second frog, is a rare example of how two stars far apart in the sky can be linked by a common, ancient naming tradition originating from the same linguistic culture. Alpha Capricornids meteors are active tonight, streaking from a point in Capricornus. Look halfway up the southern sky to spot these meteors, which are building toward a peak in 7 days. Expect about 1 per hour. Los Angeles, New York, and London all find the radiant highest around 1:20 in the morning. Deneb is the top of the Northern Cross and a corner of the Summer Triangle. It shines almost straight overhead tonight. Look up to find this bright blue-white star in Cygnus. Los Angeles, New York, and London all reach their highest point around 1:30 in the morning, with London remaining above the horizon all night. Deneb is one of the stars constantly visible in the northern hemisphere sky for most of the year. It is an important reference point for sky observers and astrophotographers photographing the nebula-rich area of the Milky Way in the constellation Cygnus. Mars rises near the eastern horizon as an orange-red point of light. It's visible to the naked eye and begins its climb into the night sky tonight. Look low in the east to find the red planet. In Los Angeles at 2:42 in the morning, the prime view sweeps eastward, reaching New York by 2:27 in the morning and London by 1:50 in the morning. Evidence suggests that Mars once had liquid water on its surface, including ancient riverbeds and what may have been a massive ocean, raising the possibility that microbial life may have existed there. The first Phobos crossing of Mars begins. This transit lasts 54 minutes. Observers in Los Angeles and New York will not see this event because daylight or twilight obscures the sky. Additionally, Mars is below the horizon for London during this crossing. The first and only Deimos crossing of Mars occurs. Its duration spans 82 minutes. Los Angeles remains in daylight or twilight and cannot observe. Mars is below the horizon for New York and London during this event. The next Phobos crossing of the apparent disk of Mars begins. London sees the transit start at 3:26 in the morning and end at 4:20 in the morning. The event lasts 54 minutes. Observers in Los Angeles and New York will not see this crossing because Mars is below the horizon at their locations. Southern Delta Aquariids meteors streak from a point in Aquarius tonight. Look halfway up the southern sky to spot them. They're active now and building toward a peak in 7 days, with about 4 expected per hour. Los Angeles, New York, and London all find the radiant highest around 3:30 in the morning. Mercury rises near the eastern horizon tonight. Look low in that direction to find this small planet shining as a bright point of light. It's visible to the naked eye, but best viewed once the sky is fully dark. In Los Angeles, it rises first at 4:59 in the morning, while New York and London follow at 4:48 in the morning and 4:21 in the morning. The Andromeda Galaxy is almost straight overhead tonight. It's a pale smudge of light more than 2 million light-years away. To find it, hop from the corner of the Great Square of Pegasus along 2 stars to this faint oval galaxy. 5:25 in the morning is the moment in Los Angeles. New York gets its turn at 5:05 in the morning, London at 4:25 in the morning, remaining above the horizon all night. The Andromeda Galaxy contains roughly the same number of planets as stars, suggesting there could be a trillion planetary systems scattered throughout this vast galactic structure. The Perseids meteors are active now, building to their peak in 20 days. Look high in the northern sky to spot these meteors streaking away from their radiant point in Perseus. The shower is visible all night, and you can expect about 6 meteors per hour tonight. The earliest view belongs to Los Angeles at 5:25 in the morning. London waits until 4:25 in the morning, with New York in between at 5:05 in the morning, all remaining above the horizon all night. The Hubble Space Telescope begins the first crossing of the night, with its ground path running over the open Atlantic at 7:34 in the evening near Caceres at 1:45 in the morning. An observer standing on this narrow path sees the satellite's silhouette cross the moon's disk for about 1 second. The Tiangong Space Station makes its first crossing of the night next, with the ground path extending east of Bakersfield at 8:32 in the evening south of Florencia at 10:45 in the evening. The Hubble Space Telescope crosses the moon for the 3rd time of the night, its ground path running over the open Atlantic at 9 in the evening near Crotone at 12:11 after midnight. This satellite crosses again, completing its 2nd pass of the evening. The International Space Station delivers the 4th crossing of the night, with the ground path beginning northeast of Costanet at 10:22 in the evening and ending over the open Indian Ocean at 12:36 after midnight. The International Space Station makes its 2nd crossing of the night as the 5th of the evening, with the ground path stretching near Abacan at 10:49 in the evening northeast of Surigao at 12:02 after midnight. This satellite crosses again, this time in a later pass. The International Space Station completes the 6th and final crossing of the night, with its ground path running over the open Atlantic at 11:33 in the evening north of Moanda at 12:49 after midnight. This satellite crosses again for its 3rd pass of the evening. A total solar eclipse is coming soon. Follow for details. Thanks for joining us. Come back tomorrow for another look at the night sky, and wish you clear skies.